Alright, we have the first Season 15 Cup game, as far as I know. Um, this one is going to be between Ikoma Quant playing Phoenix and Handsome Dan playing Unicorn. 6 games in a row I've lost. What's 0.5 to the 6th? One and a half percent. It's not the most unlikely thing. Let's see what the deck lists look like. Where'd they go? Here they are. Okay, so I think this is with all the new stuff, new restricted lists and everything. Looks like it is. Ooh, some interesting choices in the Phoenix deck. Let's see what we have here. Moto Chagatai. Hopefully I'm saying that right. That's, unicorn names are not always Japanese, so don't always know how to say them. Young Warrior must be declared as an attacker or defender in the first conflict each round. And Prodigy of the Waves for Phoenix. We see a Shiotome encampment, so you can charge Chagatai here if he has that. I'm assuming that is the restricted list card. Yep. Phoenix with 2 libraries, so going to draw a lot of cards here. So Phoenix deck is on Dragon Splash, 3 Let Go, 2 Ancient Master, 1 Tattooed Wanderer. There's some interesting cards that we haven't seen in a while since the new restricted list made it so that they can't play cards like Embrace the Void anymore if they want to keep Tadaka, which he is keeping Tadaka, so that will be the restricted list card. There's 1 Wholeness of the World. When a ring in your claimed pool would be returned to the unclaimed ring pool, it remains claimed instead. So that's the one that lets you keep a ring between turns. Interesting. And then we have 2 Path of Man. It seems like that is what has replaced those 3 cards replaced the Embrace the Voids. So we're seeing an Earth attack, finds Upholding Authority. This is probably okay if you charge here, since then he either won't be able to discard your charge or he'll get 1 less. Yeah, we do see the charge, very strong. And I think Phoenix will just have to let this break. Let's take a look at the Unicorn deck. So he's on Lion Splash, 3 Ready for Battle, 2 Hand to Hand, 1 Legion of 1. We see Cloud. Okay, that's pretty good. If you have Hand to Hand here, you might use it. The problem, I guess, is if he breaks up holding and he has Captive Audience in his hand, then that'll just get discarded to prevent the 3 break turn. We do see a hand to hand. See if he has another Cloud. Nope, just going to be a pass. So let's see what this Upholding Authority finds. Plays a Wayfinder at home, sees Shameful Display in Province 2. Ooh, they added a thing that tells you where the province is. That's really cool. I wonder if some of the Jigoku guys saw my stream and heard us talking about that. Spoils of War. So this is one of the new unicorn cards. After you win a military conflict as the attacker, draw 3 cards, then choose and discard 1 card. Very strong card. It's just like pure card advantage. Plus, since you're drawing 3 and discarding 1, you get to sort of filter. Discards Assassinate here. Like, that's always good when you get to draw and then discard. Obviously, it's not as good as just straight up drawing 3, but it's probably better than drawing 2, because after you draw 3 cards, you can just discard the worst card in your hand. And that way you see more cards. Let's see what he has. Legion of One, Bonsai, Bonsai, Goblin, 2 Wayfinders, and a Strength in Numbers. Probably the Wayfinders there. Discards Bonsai, okay. Yeah, I feel like it has to be either the Wayfinders or the Bonsais. Either one is probably fine. Bonsai is a lot more military skill, though. So, ooh, he finds Upholding Authority as well on this Shiotome encampment. So, a little bit of an unfortunate placement of the encampment here. Does not defend. Interesting. It's the Water Ring, so he will value here. Maybe he has a ready for battle, but I don't know. I feel like maybe you could just defend here and then use the encampment to ready afterwards instead, and then you don't have to spend a card. Although if he can get 3 more skill, then... yeah, so he is going to break that. Ooh, uses Path of Man to get 2 Fate. Let's see what Upholding Authority finds. Bonsai, 2 Clarity, Display of Power, Let Go, Shrine Maiden, and Storm. I mean, 2 Clarity seems good. Discards Display of Power, okay. Display of Power is good also because you can't replay that with the box. Yeah. So he's free to attack any ring he wants now and doesn't have to worry about the display of power. Oh, doesn't have a ready for battle. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe the defend there was better. Not sure. What ring is he going to go for now? Fire? Fire seems good. Void is fine also, I guess. Be right back. I have to go check something. Alright, so we see a past conflict actually. Prodigy is going to go for Void. Hey Arash, how's it going? Hey Anesthesia Cat. So, finds appealing to the fortunes. Does that work if you want to play the character that's in the province? It's an interrupt, so I think it should work, right? What happened to Chag? He got bowed with the water ring. Okay, yeah, so it does work. Yeah, because it's an interrupt. Okay. So he has a solid military attack now. That's a lot of breaklands. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what Unicorn does, I guess. Like, they're all about just breaking the opponent's provinces as fast as they can. So, what was in the Phoenix hand? He has a Shrine Maiden. He can try and play that to defend. If he's going to do that, he should play it before the conflict, though, so that he doesn't have to spend as many cards. Dan could answer that with another Wayfinder, depending on what spells we see. So you're going to attack fire here, right? And you hope that you hit Meditations, I think. The other two are Manicured and Shameful. So Manicured's fine, Meditations is great. Shameful is kind of annoying, but I think you can still break it. Okay, we don't see a Shrine Maiden pre-conflict. Ooh, he does find Shameful Display. So yeah, you're still breaking unless he plays the Shrine Maiden, and then if he does that, you can just play a Wayfinder. He does have the Storm, but with Tetsuko, he's going to run out of Fate pretty fast here. Yeah, so we see the Shameful Display used. Doesn't actually change anything. The province is still breaking. Like, I think, honestly, you just have to let this break as Phoenix. I don't think you can really afford to try and stop it. Yeah, because you know what's in the Unicorn's hand. He has answers to pretty much everything, and you can only play 3 cards. So, Firing dishonors Prodigy. So, Unicorn, well, actually, both of them have 2 breaks. Favor is going to tie. And we just have the Prodigy of the Waves on the board now. Let's see, there's another Tetsuko, there's a Regulars, another Young Warrior, Windswept Yurt, seems good. And then Ujina, Atsuko, and Solemn Scholar with Phoenix as first player. Buys Ujina, has 3 Fate left. Root for Purple Lion and not Tier 1 Lion, I'm guessing that is. Oh yeah, because he's a Lion player, yeah. Tetsuko with 2 Fate, so if Phoenix goes Void, he won't be able to... I guess he could, like, take the Fate off the air ring. No. I was gonna say, like, some kind of 5 fires, but there's just no reason to do that, really. Another Proof Lion needs nerfs, yeah. So, do you attack Void here? Seems not great. But, like, if Unicorn is able to attack Void and win, he can actually kill the Prodigy, right? Please put FGG on restricted list, yeah. That would help. Windswept Yurt hasn't been used yet. Tattooed Wanderer on Prodigy, So he's gonna have a covert here. He put that on the character that only had 1 Fate, though, which is a little bit interesting. I guess it can stand up more, so you get more coverts. And, like, honestly, the game probably isn't going to go on that much longer anyway, right? Going to attack fire with both. Wow. See what province he finds. So this is going to be the new one that makes all the conflicts military this phase, or Manicured Garden. So neither of these provinces are really that scary. I guess giving him 3 military conflicts might be a little bit scary. But he only needs 2 to break your last 2 provinces if he breaks on both attacks. So I don't think you really care. Finds Manicured, though. That's another Fate. I mean, Chag is not a bad Cav reserves. Like, if you just bring him back, that's actually pretty good. If he breaks this Manicured Garden, though, you might not have a good charge target, depending on what you find with the Windswept Yurt. Plays a Goblin Sneak at home, okay. What is he Goblin Sneaking for? I mean, I guess he just wants him to have less Fate, so he can't play as many cards. Void Ring on Sneak. Do you do that? I'm not sure if you do that. Bait, yeah. Plays another Sneak. Yeah, that was what I was thinking, is like maybe he just has both Sneaks here. We see a Clarity of Purpose. So this takes Phoenix out of Display of Power range. It means he doesn't have Fate for Against the Waves or Shrine Maiden. You probably want to hit... like if you hit Manicured, you're giving him a fate back. But the other option is Meditations, which you probably don't really want. So he does go for the Goblin Sneak Void there. Kill one of those off. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure that's the right play. I think targeting Tetsuko was by far the right play. Yeah, I do agree that that's probably better. Like maybe he's just really worried about the 2 breaks this turn, so he wants to kill as many of the unicorn characters as possible. We see Wayfinder with 0 fate. Oh, that's going to let him see what the last 2 provinces are. That's perfect. Spent a lot of fate on those Goblin Sneaks, though, so it doesn't actually have enough to Cav Reserves now. Windswept Yurt finds Shono. That's a charge target. Gives players honor. Doesn't want Phoenix to have fate. So, do you just go up Meditations? I think you just go up Meditations with Tetsuko and Wayfinder. And then you sack Wayfinder, and then Goblin Sneak. Well, the box is going to be hard to get past, though. What is the Unicorn Stronghold province? Rally to the cause. Not really the best. You could maybe go... I'm thinking like just Wayfinder and then charge Shono. I think you have to go up Meditations no matter what. He might even go for the air ring just to deny as much fate as possible. Yeah, oh, no, switching to fire, okay. Fire's good too. Like, the Phoenix player wants to... Okay, back to air. Phoenix player wants to ready this Prodigy with the Water Ring, so if you dishonor it, then that's less good. He is going to decide on air. He does go to the Meditations, so yeah, I think this will be a charge on Shono. Phoenix is locked out from playing any cards from hand, or from their discard pile for that matter. So just gonna defend with the Prodigy. Yeah, and that's why you should have avoided Tetsuko, right? Because now with the meditations, she would be at 0 fate, so he would have to think twice about going there. Whereas now, since you didn't void her, that's pretty free. 3-3, so if you charge Shono, you're breaking after you use his ability, of course. And then you can use Box, get another attack. Curved Blade, okay. So he still needs 2 more. I think if he makes it to breaking, Phoenix probably just moves home. You already kind of want to move home anyway because you're not going to get to use your second attack if you bow here, whereas Unicorn will. So he would just get a free ring effect basically. If you attack, you can like covert the Wayfinder and go water. That seems pretty good. We see a pass. Playing the curved blade, I think, means that he's going to go for the break here because he was already winning. Like, again, Phoenix is locked out of playing cards, so the only choice Phoenix has right now is favorable ground or pass. He's thinking about this, though. Like, you could just pass here, and then you take the win and the Prodigy bows, because that is the thing. If you play another buff, he is probably going to move home, and then he'll get to attack as well with the Water Ring, and then you won't really have a good political attack. And if you just pass here, you tie favor, right? If he was going to do that, then he should have passed instead of playing the curved blade, probably. He's really thinking about it. So, option 1 is you play a military buff, he moves home. Phoenix attacks water. Does he? No, he doesn't break, right? Does he actually? Seven. You covert Goblin Sneak, maybe? I don't know. It depends on what's in their hands. Legion of One. Ooh. Feels kind of bad to have to use that here, since you're not using the boosted effect. You even have the Goblin Sneak in play. And yeah, there's the favorable ground. So he is going to get the break. Airing. Take an honor, I guess. Yeah, like, I imagine Dan has what he needs in his hand to stop the Phoenix from breaking its stronghold. Um, otherwise you would have just passed there, right? So yeah, I mean, Earth Ring is definitely strong. Fire Ring is strong. But if you go Water Ring, I don't think Unicorn can get a ring effect. Whereas if you pick one of the other rings, Unicorn can swing back on political. Unless you covert the Wayfinder. I mean the Goblin Sneak. And force him to defend with the Wayfinder if he's going to defend. But then maybe he just doesn't defend. Okay, it looks like he is going for water. Oh, Dan has another Wayfinder in his hand, right? How many has he played? He has, yeah, one more in his hand. Covert's the Goblin Sneak, okay. There's the Rally to the Cause. I feel like you should covert the Wayfinder, if anything, here. I mean, again, it depends on what they're going to play, but the Wayfinder is the one you want to bow with the Water Ring. I guess you can just stand Ugina, though, so you don't care. Yeah, and since he has a political attack, he won't be able to attack with the Goblin Sneak, so he'll have to play another Wayfinder if he wants to attack. He just won't attack, though, I think, right? Like, he'll defend this, and then he'll just pass, and you'll get the favor as Phoenix. Bonsai on the Prodigy. And we know that he has... Yep, there's the charge. Figured he probably had that. We know that he has Storm in his hand, at least one Storm. So he can go up to 11. $11 to 7, he'd be winning by 4. And then, no, he doesn't have Fate. Yeah, so he just needs Storms. Did Dan forget to trigger HMT? No, he only had the Tetsuko in the conflict, so he just didn't trigger it. There's a Storm. Pass. So yeah, you let him play the Storm here. He should play it from the discard pile so he doesn't show if he has one in hand or not. If he shows that he has one in hand, then it makes it easier for Dan to play around this. Like, the question is Dan gonna have to play his other Wayfinder? What does strength and numbers do? That's when you're attacking, it moves home someone with glory less than or equal to the number of attacking characters, I think. Let me just scroll up. X or lower, yeah. What? We see a pass there. Why did he play the Storm then? I guess that was a mistake. Maybe he didn't realize that Shono's ability could be used. Waste of a storm there is a little bit unfortunate. Unicorn is going to be first player this next turn as well. If he's able to find captive audience, he can protect himself from the Kuroi Mori changing the conflict type. Then he'll just need enough skill to break. Cavalry reserves will be pretty good here. That gets you Shono plus Young Warrior or potentially Tetsuko Young Warrior. Keeper Initiate, Mia Mystic, Trailblazer. I guess that's this is good if he's going for the all-in break here. Yeah, he plays that. Tadaka, though, on the Phoenix side, that's going to turn off Bonsai, it's going to turn off Charge, it's going to turn off, I guess Spoils of War doesn't really matter. Hand-to-hand, Legion of One. So, some stuff. Not Cavalry Reserves, of course, but it will mean that he can only play one Cavalry Reserves instead of two. Oh, this is new Tadaka, that's a good point. So now it's while the Earth Ring is contested or in your claimed ring pool. So since Dan is attacking first, he'll actually be fine here. Hold on, I gotta find a thing here. Kuroi Mori switches it to Earth. Yeah, that's true, but then he can't switch the type. Now Phoenix need to decide if he he has to decide if he's going to change the conflict type or the ring here. You probably attack fire, I guess, because it has fate on it. Oh, I was saying earlier you could maybe Cav Reserves Tetsuko, but I forgot he already has one. But yeah, Shono plus Young Warrior is probably the best Cav Reserves here anyway. Should Cloud Tetsuko? Yeah, we do see a Cloud on Tetsuko. It's definitely good since he has 0 fate here. Well, he had 1, but... Is there a hand-to-hand and discard? Yes. Yeah, we'll see. So he is going to go, leaves the Goblin Sneak at home, sure. He's not really going to do much, probably. Shinjo Trailblazer gets +2/+2, going for the firing here. So the one thing is, if he switches to Earth, he gives Unicorn another fate, which is kind of funny. Have to switch ring, yeah. He does get a Seeker of Void Fate here. Thinking about the defense. Depends if he has Censure for the Cav Reserves. Yeah, Censure could definitely be a blowout here. So leaving Ugina, oh maybe. He has the favorable ground in case he needs it. So this would give him 9 to 10, so Cav Reserves, let's see. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 21. That's a lot. He is going to immediately switch it to that Earth Ring. Did defend with all three, okay. And this puts him up by 1, actually. That to me says he has Censure. Maybe. I kind of feel like if he had Censure, he would leave 1 at home. I guess he can against the waves somebody. I don't know, we'll see. Can always favorable ground out, yeah. Wonder why he did not buy Chags. Ooh, Shinjo Ambusher. Unfortunately, no Child of the Plains. That would have been perfect. That does put him at winning, though. Winning the Earth Ring is strong. Oh, they actually updated the text on Tadaka on here. That's cool. Doesn't have the FFG watermark, though, like all the other ones do. Bonsai on Tadaka. Strength in numbers. Ooh. Do we see a Censure on this? We do not. He can just move back in, so it's from the article, and the ones in the article didn't have watermarks. Alright. Yeah, like the strength in numbers doesn't actually do anything. I guess it makes him use his favorable ground, which is something. But he can't play another one. So it would just have to be cav reserves here, I think. And it puts him at a lot now. It adds, what, 7, so he's at 19, and then 5. Is that 24? Still has Shrine Maiden in hand? Yeah, he does. And he has a Storm in the discard as well. The Cloud on Tetsuko is very unfortunate. And you can't hand-to-hand that either. Never had a window. Challenge on the fields? Yeah, maybe. Can poke, political poke with Shrine. Yeah, I guess he could just poke water, right? And then stand somebody. We do see the cav reserves. Does he censure this? If he has the censure, I think you play it here. Yeah, we do see it. Definitely unfortunate for Unicorn. Why can't he play hand-to-hand? Because there's one in his discard pile. So Tadaka is turning that off since the Earth Ring is contested. Yeah, Tadaka is still pretty good. Not quite as good as he used to be, but still pretty good. So the thing about Tadaka with hand-to-hand is that you have to be in a conflict to use hand-to-hand. Like, if this was let go, he could have just let go the cloud before the conflict started. But since it's hand-to-hand, he just didn't have a window to use it there, since he immediately switched it to the Earth Ring. Dragon Splash still the best? Yeah, I mean, Let Go is still just the best attachment hate card in the game. Because you can just use it whenever you want, and it's free, and it hits any attachment. So, Phoenix wins the conflict. He has either an Against the Waves or a Shrine Maiden, so he should be able to attack here. Man, I feel like you really have to just go water, right? Although that does leave the Void Ring open. Like, getting your Tadaka voided is pretty bad. But you can stand up the Prodigy and defend. Oh, and he only has political left anyway. Against the Waves to ready Tadaka. Phoenix just wins now? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we see a GG from Dan. He has 3 Fate, and he can't play any events. And I think the only thing in his hand is that he can play is like a Wayfinder, probably. Yeah. I guess Tadaka needs to be nerfed again. One time wasn't enough. Still a pretty good card, it turns out. Ornate Fan for the break. Again, you could play the Wayfinder, but it doesn't matter. He has Storm. So yeah, that is going to be the game. Phoenix will win. Congratulations to Ikoma Quant. And he will move on to the top 32, where he will play against Mech Mage on Scorpion. But yeah, Tadaka is still being pretty good. Definitely the takeaway from this game. And I mean, Phoenix overall is still just pretty strong. One nerf could have been enough, yeah. I mean, Tadaka is definitely in a much better place now. Like, he's not as strong as he used to be. and he's still on the restricted list, which means you can't do the Embrace 5 Fires combo, and you can't play Shrine either, so yeah, the only unplayable card now is Resto. Others are still good, yeah. What else did they errata? They errata Tadaka, Restoration. Hold on. Was there something else? Oh, City, right. Yeah. And I mean, City is still decent after the nerf. Like, it was insane before, so... Yeah. Oh, yeah, he could have bought the Mystic. That's a good point there. Yeah, that might have been enough, actually. Because then Phoenix can only play one card, right? So, like, he bonsais, you send Tadaka home with strength in numbers, and then you cav reserves, and he can't censure it. Yeah, I think that might have actually done it. Or maybe he just saves the cav reserves for, or he saves the censure for the cav reserves and spends his fate on that. And then strength in numbers is cancelled by favorable ground. But you still, like, you still win the attack there and his board bows and he has no fate. Should have had to claim to turn on Tadaka? Yeah, maybe. Didn't want him to get the passing fate, so mismathed. Get Secret Fate on Stronghold anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. He got Secret Fate, right? Yeah, so if he played the Mystic, he wouldn't have gotten Secret Fate, so Phoenix would have been able to play 2 cards. So yeah, I guess the same thing would have happened pretty much. He wouldn't have had enough for the Against the Waves though, but that probably wouldn't matter. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, that's gonna do it for this game. So thanks everybody for watching. Oh, Will showed up at the end. Yeah, unfortunate. A little bit late on this one. Yeah, favorable ground. If he didn't have the favorable ground, it would have been different for sure. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.